B-Max Audio Adventure. This is BJJ365, and today it's everybody's favorite subject. That's right, I'm talking about skin infections. Everybody give it up for skin infections. Skin infection. Stop. I like playing with that soundboard sometimes. Okay, skin infections. Staph, MRSA, Ringworm, Impetigo, mat herpes, etc., etc. All nasty. All something you don't want nothing to do with. And all something that you are probably going to at least see if you've been training jiu-jitsu for even like a year or two. Or wrestling, whatever. It's actually probably more common in wrestling to see all those things. Okay. Let me first say, I am not a medical professional on any level. And that anything that I say, I'm actually going to go ahead and say I hold no responsibility whatsoever for what you're about to hear from me. Just going to share with you my experience, which is not the most experience in the world, but it is rather vast in comparison to probably most of the people listening to this fine podcast. How does one get a skin infection? Well, here's the situation. You might train in a nasty gym. That's possible. Your coach or the people who are supposed to clean your gym may not wash the mats. You may have people walking around off of the mats with bare feet. Not the feet of a bear, but without coverings on the bottom of their feet. If you do see anybody walking around with actual feet of a bear, that's a different issue. And that's something I don't have that much experience with, to be honest with you. But we could maybe bring on a guest to cover that. Staph infection is the most serious of all of the stuff that you might run across on the mats. In wrestling rooms, staph infection is actually pretty common because even though wrestlers are amazing, wrestlers are nasty people. Nasty. They don't believe in washing their stuff or washing their mats or something. A lot of jiu-jitsu guys don't wash their mats. I know it's disgusting. The first martial arts gym that I trained at, we didn't wash them as often as we needed to. So, in the beginning, we had to make some corrections on that. Ringworm is going to be something else you see a lot. But here's the situation. If the mats are nasty, yes, you can get a skin infection. But the truth is, the skin infection is probably going to come from skin-to-skin contact. Okay? Yes, definitely, if a person that has a skin infection is rolling around on the mats, you could get it off of the mat that they rolled on. But most likely you're going to get it from rolling with them. That's the way it almost always happens. So even though your mat may not be like the world's cleanest mat, probably it's the people that you rolled with if you got one. So if you ever are like, yo, dude, I got something going on. I think I got staph. Probably somebody else in the gym has staph too, right? So anyway, ringworm, same thing. Luckily, it's actually pretty easy to not have staph problems pop up in your life, on your skin, or in your gym. And I'm going to tell you that I have never, I'm going to knock on actual wood here. I have never had a staph infection. And I've been training basically full-time for 12 years, and I've never had a staph infection. I've had ringworm several times, but I've never had anything else besides ringworm. And we really haven't had too many staph infections in the gym. We've never had like a super serious one. I think Scaff got it one time in his elbow, but he already had like an issue with his elbow. When it most likely happens is when you've got like a little scratch or a cut on your skin. You need to keep that junk covered up or don't roll, because even if the gym is clean, man, even if the gym is ultra clean, if you've got an open cut or an open scratch or like a pimple that you tried to pop just a little bit ago, or something, or a bug bite that you've been scratching, and then you get out there and you're training, dude, an hour into training, 30 minutes into training, it doesn't matter if the mats were clean when you started. They ain't clean now. They're disgusting. They're covered in nastiness and sweat and whatever your training partners brought onto the mat with them, which, by the way, is always staph. It's always on your skin. If you're a human being, you have staph on your skin right now. Right this second. You're sitting in your car listening to this. You have staph on your skin. So that's just the way it is. So when you get out there and you're rolling around and you've been mashing on this little infected hair on your arm, dude, stay off the mat, bro. Bro. Stay off the mat with your little pimple smashing and stuff. Now, I've been guilty of this in the past, and I've been yelled at for it and educated in this regard. And that's why that I'm yelling at you now. So it's not that I'm mad at you. I just think you're gross. All right? If you do get a skin infection, like something, you don't know what it is. You know what, man? Anytime you're a grappler and you're like, oh, dude, I think I got a spider bite. I bet you don't. I bet you it's a staph infection. I've heard that several times. Oh, man, I got a spider bite. No, you probably got a staph infection. You may have a spider bite, but you probably got staph. And staph, if you don't take it seriously, it can become a real problem for you. Like, I looked this up just a little bit ago. 19,000 people a year die in the United States. From a staph infection every year. Every year, 19,000. That's insane. Now, most of that happens in hospitals. Well, hold on a second. Aren't hospitals the cleanest? Yeah, they are. They're clean. And so that should tell you that the cleanliness of the mats is not the major factor in whether or not you get staph. It's if you have a weakened immune system or if you've got open wounds or something like that. Dude, take care of that stuff, all right? If you're feeling sick, you shouldn't be training anyway, you know? So I'll tell you what I do, and this is what I recommend, okay? You'll hear a lot of people say you should always use antibacterial soap. I just don't agree with that, or that you should always use these fancy, like, athletic soaps. Again, I disagree. If you want to kill ringworm, you should use Head and Shoulders. Head and Shoulders has I don't know what the name of the ingredient is, but it's like the same active ingredient that's like in Tinactin and stuff like that, like Lamisil, all that stuff. It'll help you kill the ringworm. I know that sounds crazy. Probably just like the Walmart version of Head and Shoulders has that too. So that can help you handle your ringworm situation. But you'll hear like, and it's no slam against these companies. I won't name any of them, like, because I don't want to, like, single anybody out or anything. But some of the athletic soaps or like the special jiu-jitsu soaps or whatever. I wish these people tremendous success, and they have wonderful smelling soaps, and I want them to do really well. But I also don't think that those things are necessary to take care of the staph or whatever skin infection you might have, like, lingering around on your skin. Okay? What you need to do is just shower quickly. Get off the mat and shower immediately if possible. If you have a shower at the gym, utilize that. We don't have a shower here. I got like a little outdoor tent, like a little camp shower that we just got not too long ago. But we got a water hose. Now, what I do think is great is there's a company called Defense Soap, and they sell these wipes that you can use after training. That's a good idea. That's a great idea. Highly recommend those. Get you 100 boxes of that and keep that in your bag. That will really help. A lot of people will tell you don't shower before training. I think that's good advice if you work like a normal, as long as you don't stink and you're not doing a job that makes you dirty. You know what I mean? Like if you have like a normal office job where you're kind of sitting in the air conditioning all day, washing, especially if you use antibacterial soap, it removes all the healthy skin flora. Flora being a very technical word that means like flowers. You don't want to remove your skin flowers. I just made that up. I don't know if it means flowers, but it feels like it means flowers. So we're going to run with that. You don't want to get rid of that stuff because the healthy bacteria on your skin, it kind of serves as a defensive shield for you. Now, having said that, please, God, do not hear this and come in stinky to class. Wash yourself if you stink or if you're dirty. If you look down at your fingernails and you're like, I got some stuffs under my fingernails. First of all, trim your fingernails because you're probably one of the people that gave somebody a scratch that they got a staph infection in. And second of all, if you see some nasty stuff under your fingernails, it's time you should shower. Okay? I can't believe I'm having to talk about this. If you run your finger through your hair and it gets all greasy grease, it's time for a shower. All right? Don't be nasty. That's the main thing. I can't believe we have to talk to adults about this. But we do. If you got kids classes at your gym, somebody going to get a ringworm because them kids are running around in their bare feet in the bathroom, and then they run out on the mat, and you'll yell at them, but they already been on the mat, and now you got to run behind them and clean up, but you can't do that because you got to go teach this. But all of a sudden, you got some doo-doo particles on your mat, and I don't need doo-doo particles on my mat, and you probably don't want that on your mat either, but there they are, sharticles, as some of the kids call them. All right, you do have a skin infection. You got ringworm. You got staph. You got mat herpes or impetigo. Impetigo, I think, is just like a staph variation. You got it. All right, but it's not bad. What should you do? My advice, if you have any skin infection at all, is you should go see a dermatologist right away. Like you got anything on your skin, you're like, that's weird. I don't know what that is. It may not even be itchy. It might just look weird. You should go see a dermatologist if you don't know. And chances are you don't know because you're not a dermatologist. All right, at least go see your medical doctor. But I know, like here in Decatur, there are some medical doctors that will be like, oh, don't worry about it. Like it's no big deal. Yes, it is. They've given bad advice to our grapplers before. So I would say see a dermatologist. And then if he's going to tell you, if it's staph, he's going to hook you up. He's going to take care of you. If it needs to be drained, he'll drain it. If it needs an antibiotic, which is probably all it is, you'll get the antibiotic, which is going to make you feel like garbage and you're not going to want to train. And you shouldn't, right? If you do have something, they're going to say 7 to 10 days of no activity, no like grappling activity. I'm going to tell you 2 weeks. Give it 2 weeks. Then we know we got rid of it. And if you got antibiotics, take the full course that they prescribe to you. Like this is not something you want to play around with, okay? Like people get really, really sick and end up in the hospital. Even if they don't die, they end up in the hospital over staph. That happens a lot. So don't screw around with your health, man. And more importantly, don't screw around with your training partner's health. Be considerate. Be kind. Don't be nasty. That's the main thing. Just be clean. And don't be a gross person. Okay? All right. I guess that's all I wanted to say. Remember, I'm not an expert. Who am I? I don't know. I can't believe I just talked about skin infections for 15 minutes. That's what's really upsetting to me the most, is that I had to address skin infections for 14 minutes and 38 seconds. I hope you are happy with yourself, you nasty little creeps. Take a sip of my Coke Zero. Hey, did y'all know that Toehold is one of the fine sponsors of this podcast? And by one of them, I mean they're the only one. And they're the only one we're accepting. We've had other offers. we're not taking them. We're exclusive to Toehold. Follow him on Instagram, TOE_HOLD. Screenshot this podcast. Tag me. Tag Toehold. We're going to enter you in the drawing for a free pair of flip-flops. We've already given away one. And you already know that Toehold makes the best stuff in the game. The best flip-flops, not just in this game, really in any game. They make the best flip-flops. You don't even have to say in the game after it. You could just say the best flip-flops. They're personalized. They're customized. They're leather, handcrafted Brazilian leather. I don't know that if Brazilian leather is better, but he says it is, and I believe him because he made me some flip-flops, and they're awesome. I'm wearing them right now. And mine that he made me don't have any foam in them. They just 100% leather. It's like 4 or 5 layers of leather. And when you pick them up and hold them in your hand, they feel like a kettlebell. And they feel like I could hurt somebody with them. And if you come on my mat with a skin infection, that's what's going to happen. I'm going to hurt you with my Toehold flip-flops. Also, www.brandonmc.ninja. That's my website where I put up my classes and seminars and all that stuff. Please check it out. I got www.10p4l. That's where I'm doing all the t-shirts and stuff now. Man, I got all kinds of things going on. I'm becoming like a little entrepreneur. That's a really uncomfortable word for me to say because it's hard for me to say because I'm from Speak, Alabama. So with that, I'm going to practice it one more time. Entrepreneur. I don't know if I did it right. And I'm going to sign off. I love you guys. Don't be gross.